Welcome, one and all. This is the Peace Dealer, and we are back for another week of Peace Talk. This week we have a wonderful guest. Please give it up for Miss Josie Energy. How are you doing?
I'm good. Today's been an awesome day.
Have you been feeling that shift with Venus into Scorpio?
Look, I talk about what I don't want to talk about. Lord have mercy. Morning thinking somebody died. I was crying and everything. I don't know what the hell happened, but I'm glad it was very short lived.
You
Because
thought somebody died?
yeah, I had an overwhelming feeling of mourning. I don't know what happened though. I don't know where that energy came from at
Oh,
all.
wow.
It's crazy.
It's very relevant, but crazy indeed. Yeah, I definitely feel that shift. Like, I could totally see over the next week, our psychic awareness is just going to be off the charts.
I ain't ready. Ain't never ready.
You're never ready. That's funny.
Step chaos just follows me and I have to kind of deal with it. And I tried to embrace that.
You just gotta adapt and go to the flow. I definitely feel you on that. I try not to go with the flow, and I end up having to anyway. So it's like, yeah.
Mm-mm.
So, one thing for those of you who aren't aware, uh, Josie is a medium. Are you a medium exactly? Like, I don't like to place labels, but what
Yeah.
exactly?
Well, the way that I work in particular is more psychic before medium because I'm still very new at developing my mediumship. However, it's there and it's really, really obvious. My psychic skills, though, I hadn't figured out. I have to tell people afterwards, or they have to tell me whether I was reading past, present, or future because sometimes I'm all over the place as far as what I'm reading with people, as far as the psychic part of it about them and not about their loved ones. But the loved ones is pretty straightforward.
That's awesome. I remember I was going through a slump. I was just really hard pressed to harness my power and my like the inner energy that I knew I had within. And like right at the perfect time, I get a message from you, and you're talking about a dream you had about that exact issue, and it helped clear everything away. It was like, wow.
Oh my God, I'm still having crazy ass dreams. Sometimes I'll get them and then here they come again, and I'm like, why? I need to get into some kind of dream interpretation class because I don't know what they mean at all.
But you get them vividly.
Yes, yes, and it's it's crazy. Some of them are very crazy, and I've been dreaming about stars lately. I stopped watching live television 2 years ago. I'm like, why am I dreaming about number one, celebrities, and some of them I'm not even into like that anyway, and
Wow.
in there, and I'm just like, what is this? Why is this like this? So I don't know. We shall see.
Yeah, we definitely shall see. There's too many unanswered questions in this, like, whatever you want to call it. I know I'm going through that too, for sure. Uh, so, what does energy mean to you? Because I could sense you have a really strong grasp of that, like, conception.
Oh, energy is just like love is, everything is energy, and energy just is. Energy is what you make it. Energy is what you feel. Energy is what you do. It's everything and nothing at all. Okay, because the absence of energy is no feeling, no nothing. You're just kind of there, like the air, the stale air. So yeah, that's what
Yeah,
it is to me.
awesome. How do you personally harness that and work with it so far in your journey?
Well, when I first started, I didn't even know what was happening because I was called to get my Reiki level two, one and two, because I had went to a medium. I thought all psychics were the same and they did the same thing. I went to a medium and I don't even know why I went to a medium for this problem, but I have been doing massage therapy for 10 years. And I came to her and I said, why do I feel like absolute crap after I'm working on certain people? And she says, well, you're giving your personal energy away. And she told me I needed to take Reiki. And that's where I learned how to be a vessel for universal energy. I learned that through my Reiki classes. And then from there on, it just kind of shot me into working with angels and all kind of stuff because of my daily meditations and my self healing. So yeah.
Could you go into the importance of daily meditations? Because you said a lot of pertinent things right now. As far as like being a massage therapist, a lot of people who get into Reiki, um, or maybe they do, but I don't really feel they grasp the energy like certain people do. Like you actually feel these energies, whereas other people, it's more like just a routine to them. So I think that's really awesome. Like when you say you're a vessel of universal energy, like you probably really you know what you're talking about when you say you channel those energies. So how for the person who might be new to this, how do you like how does meditating and clearing these energies what's it like even to generals?
It helps me do my job. So I found a way to be disciplined in my spirituality and not let work keep me from doing it. But both have to happen in order for me to do my job now. You know, I got to stay grounded and things like that, even when I'm just doing a massage. But when I am doing a Reiki treatment, it's a whole nother ball game. I'm actually in a meditative state with my eyes open and everything. So it looks like I'm coherent, but I'm not. So it's
Wow.
what you would call it is a trance state because
Mm.
the main idea is to allow, not to resist, but to allow yourself to be the vessel. Know that you're not trying to do anything. I don't know. It depends because different people that do Reiki, they have different gods, they have different beliefs. So for me, it's God and the angels. So I allow God's energy to go through me and out of me. And I also have the ability to take one hand, place it wherever it needs to be placed, and send the negative energy out of the other hand. They call it ciphering. But if somebody's having pain somewhere, so that actually doesn't take any concentration either. A lot of this is intent. Just
Okay.
like if somebody in your family is sick, you want them to feel better. um you just sitting there talking to them, you just rubbing their back, you just being in their presence, doing whatever it is they're asking you to do is healing. And a lot of people don't get that. It's the energy, it's the energy that's healing them because of your intent. So it is kind of like using a magic wand without the wand.
Wow. You are the magic moment.
Yeah, so
That's
that's
amazing. And it's awesome because you know, I actually I know they say that they had those experiments where they would have the water jars and they would express hate to it and then express love to it. So, it's more than just putting your hand over someone and just hoping they get the energy. It's like you
yes,
actually, that's awesome.
you have the ability to trigger self-healing in people, and everybody has this ability. Is just about whether they're called to use it or not, because everybody has a few abilities and there's only certain ones you're called to at certain times to develop.
Mhm.
And the first thing for me was I've always been some kind of therapist because I was a dental assistant before I was a massage therapist. I've always been dealing with people and their bodies forever. So, but
Wow.
yeah, there's been some awesome stuff. I've had clients that forgot the table was up under them, but they were scared to check because they were afraid.
Wow.
were afraid to find out that the table wasn't there. So it can, some people, and it varies. Some people won't feel anything. So another
Um,
really important thing about energy work is who you're working on.
yeah,
You can just go walk up to somebody in the street and be like, "Hey, let me give you Reiki," because they're gonna be like, "Nothing happened. What are you talking about?" Blah blah blah. The other person has to receive.
yeah, that's true.
They have to be open to receive it, not just saying, like if it's a amusement park ride, okay, I'll try it. No, that's not gonna cut it because what I do with my new Reiki clients, I have them listen to binary tones, meditation music, whatever it is, because a lot of people don't understand you can't just get Reiki, especially if you've never meditated before.
Mm,
I have to give them education on meditation as well as their Reiki treatment. And I have to go with what works for them. I also use crystals as well. And some crystals actually keep people from getting into a meditative state opposed to others.
okay.
So it's a science and it's fun. I like science.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. It's fascinating to me, really. Like, I've always had issues receiving energy. I have a Capricorn moon, so it's hard sometimes to acknowledge that it's there. But some people, or some in some instances, like I could kind of measure some results and gain an appreciation for people who are sensitive to the energy, because it's like, wow, I can only imagine like how much more intensely you experience and feel those things. Definitely.
Yeah, that Capricorn energy can be sometimes, even if I'm getting a massage, I'm not one of them people that can get a 2 hour massage. I barely last an hour because I don't, it's not that I don't want someone touching me. It's just that I just want to get whatever it is over with, which is out.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't like to be on the table myself for long periods of time as far as being worked on.
Uh-huh. That's cool. What do you feel? Where do you feel this wave of alternative medicine is headed? Because there's still a lot of people really closed off to this. But I mean, it's can't be. It's not something you could really. I like how you said it's science. Really, like I wouldn't be surprised if this is, if scientists do start hopping on the bandwagon and finding some kind of correlation.
Yeah,
It's
I believe it's headed somewhere because there's enough.
yeah,
The universe always provides enough when you think there's not enough. Sometimes one is just enough, but there are enough people out there into this now
oh,
compared
that's great.
before. Or should I say, there are more people that are more out of the closet with it now because I believe there were plenty of people before, they just weren't out there with it. It
Yeah.
wasn't a movement. Uranus wasn't all up in the business and Pluto wasn't, so now it's like really out there. And yeah, I believe it's gonna do what it's supposed to do, and gonna either get with the program or
Yeah.
have a very hard time. That's all.
Nicely said. Very nicely said.
Mm.
Um, all right, let's play a little game.
Oh,
I'm gonna bring this back. I haven't done this in a while.
me. All right.
But yeah, we're oh there we go. Yeah, we're gonna take turns asking each other questions. So I'll ask you a question, and you ask me a question, and then I ask you a question, and you ask me a question. And we'll do three questions. So, three questions each. So, yeah, you can go first.
All right. How comfortable are you with your insides, the dark ones?
The dark insides,
Hmm.
like my shadow or something like that.
Wonderful, wonderful shadow. Do you give your shadow the bro hug or do you give it an embrace?
Uh, my shadow and I talk shit to each other. Like we're good friends, but bitter rivals or enemies. Actually, I mean, I have a respect for my insides. It's just I feel it's very cranky because it's waking up in a it's not fully awakened, so it's all just like who am I sharing this vessel with? This is Gemini boy who thinks he doesn't know whatever. So yeah, that was a great question though. It's kind of it's like a cranky old fart who is just wanting to take my power.
You know that cranky old fart resonates with Capricorn.
Yeah, a whole lot. Yeah, I feel like that my dark side is my Capricorn side, and my light side is my Gemini side. So it's like that was a great question though. Okay, what is your favorite ability? Like, if you could have one of your abilities, or not, yeah. What is just what's the most fascinating ability to you as far as psychic or medium or
Well,
healing?
I guess I could call it psychic ability, but I love it's I don't do it often, so don't think I be walking around in everybody's business and stuff, but I with bilocation is awesome.
That is awesome.
I am really trying to do it more voluntarily and have control over it. But the type of bilocation I do is I will go and walk around in somebody's room and things like that. And the psychometry part of it, me actually touching things when I'm there, I want to develop that when I'm separate from myself, still being able to do psychometry when I'm there because I can look around and I can tell you what's there, but I can't tell you what happened. I can just tell you what I'm seeing, you know?
Real time.
Yeah.
That is so fascinating to me. Like the bilocators are awakening and out here. I used to be skeptical about it, but when I realized I didn't have a bilocation experience, but I just realized that there are a whole lot of people who bilocate on me. Does that make sense? Like I can sense when someone else is bilocating near me or something like that. And before I was like, what the hell is going on? And I truly believe there's some people who mastered it and just kind of go around and just like check up on people.
Very highly developed when somebody actually sees you in a form of a ghost, when they
Wow.
can actually see you. Oh, yeah, that you're definitely developed then.
Damn. That is ridiculous.
The ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I enjoy.
That's a cool skill. It's like remote viewing, but you're actually there with your body.
Hmm. And just like you said, you can feel when somebody's around you when they're bilocating.
Mhm.
Like I'm trying not to put my personal business out there. I've been to where they were like, I was wondering why I felt things, and I was like, yeah, I took a nap on you.
Oh, interesting. That's awesome. That's awesome.
So a parent has their kid in their lap and they lay on their shoulder and they just sitting there. Yeah,
Yeah.
but adults that do that usually it's more intimate type situation anyway. Yeah.
And then
But
you could feel that too. That is awesome. That's awesome. Steven. Great.
it's my turn because
Yes.
I got that Scorpio moon. So
Where's your sun sign?
Capricorn.
Capricorn?
And I got Pisces wedged in the middle with all them crazy ass dreams.
Oh my gosh. That is interesting.
I'm interested in now. You see why I'm interested in your insights.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That makes so much sense.
I want to know how your imagination works in a sense of what are the thoughts that randomly pop in your head that you have no control over, like when you sitting in church Or if you just sitting anywhere talking to somebody and you just can't believe that that particular thing popped in your head and you're like, really?
No, why are you asking me this question? This is the number one thing that I've had the craziest issue with for like simultaneously with my awakening. Like, I had a little experience and it felt like this one door just opened, and ever since then, like those thoughts just pop up at those times. But it's like the most. It's as if it's a third person that represents me, but that shadow side just purposely pushing that person's buttons and
Yes.
just saying the most offensive things, and then at the same time, it feels like I formed a telepathic connection with that person, so they hear it too, and it's like, why? It's so uncomfortable.
It is quite uncomfortable, yes.
Oh my gosh. It's, oh man, damn. It's real. It's like, and sometimes I'll literally be like, really? Like, why? Why can't I just enjoy this moment? Actually, that's kind of what it feels like too. It's like every time I'm about to connect with someone in the moment, that thought is like lightning and just severs the connection each time too. It's so weird. I don't understand. Wow. It's very interesting that you asked that question though. I've been wondering how to deal with that. It's, okay, so how do you feel? This is a good question for the Venus and Scorpio, but how do you feel about the how do you know personally when you have certain connections with people, but and you could tell they do too? How can you tell? What kind of signs do you look out for, or feelings? Because I know it's not a logical process. It's just I get stuck with it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how I receive information. I feel it first. And a lot of people don't get me when I say that. But okay, check this out. When I meet people, it don't matter what setting I'm in or who I'm meeting. Um, I can meet people and just know right away if they're good or bad. Okay. And then from there, I'm assessing the rest of the energy that I'm receiving. If the energy is what you would call being forceful or bucking at me or being really dominant or masculine, as a female or male, I can feel the energy coming toward me. That really gives a lot of people away. They could be smiling in your face, but I can't even say everybody, but it's as if you can hear what they're thinking. Okay.
Wow.
This is well before any body language, especially when you're making direct eye contact. Okay. That's why I suggest anybody that online dates immediately meets the person somewhere. Starbucks, I don't give a damn, a parking lot. Because that
Okay.
way, if you don't have any ability, that's the way you're going to know whether or not this person is cool, is meeting them in person and being around their energy. If you can't
Okay.
feel, through the phone, and looking into their eyes, not looking at them, but looking into their eyes, because I don't know what that saying is. The eyes are windows to the universe or something like that.
The windows to yourself.
Yeah. Well, when you look into their eyes, you can tell a lot of stuff. It's as if
Wow.
connecting eyes with somebody plugs you into them somehow. And I think that's why a lot of people grew up with their elders saying, it's respectful to make eye contact. They were actually trying to teach us much more than just being respectful, you know.
Oh,
So yes, it's there's a lot of energy to be had with that. Me, I'm predominantly telepathic. So somebody and I work by speaking and thinking in the background. So I have to have two things going on at once in order to be. I'm one of those people. I can play
wow.
song, say a word, but have a whole conversation just by eye contact. So
Damn.
So yeah, I have to be talking. Perfect example, sitting at the booth at Chili's or something, talking to somebody I just met. I'm having this conversation with them, but at the same time in the background, and this is why a lot of people, if they're not on my level, they don't know that they are being flirted with, that they are being dismissed, that they're
It's
being,
just completely over their head.
they have no idea. And when I can't get that same feedback, yeah, I never see that person again. And this is on all levels. It don't even have to be dating. I'm
Uh,
particular about my friends as well. You
yeah.
know, I have to see something in them that's going to give me something back, to where, and they don't have to be aware of this. It's their energy that I'm talking to.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great concept that you just brought up.
Yeah,
That's a
so
great
uh, that's how that works.
word. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Ooh, I got the third one, right? Ooh, I'm gonna make this
Yeah.
a good one. I'm gonna make this a good one.
Oh god, so far the first two have been like, oh my gosh, just straight in there. It's like wow. Oh wow.
You know what? I'm sure a lot of people want to know this anyway, and I don't know if you've been asked this, but in what order do you work when you are, using your psychic skills? Do you hear, see what happens step by step with your body when you're receiving messages for people?
Okay. That's a great question. I definitely do a lot of hearing, but I would say at this stage of my development right now, it's changes a lot. I've noticed it change for gradually for the past 2 years, just in an effort to make me aware of how I can do it. And but now how it's been focusing, I noticed the shift day and night. Like during the day, I just channel very clearly, and it's a clear cognizant, and it's almost as if it's not even coming from me, like it's coming from a different consciousness. And then during the night, I usually hear more, and I'll get more internal ingrained knowings about things, but it's usually a lot of clear cognizance because I really feel spiritually blind. Like I feel I can sense things, but I'm blocked from seeing or hearing it. So it's kind of like the blind swordsman who just kind of knows through
Mhm.
hearing vibrations, or but really more so just direct channeling of the information, um, which makes the process, it used to make the process really hard because I'm very intellectual and mental. So I would get the information and I'd be like, this doesn't make logical sense. And then the universe would have to take the extra step to confirm it through sign or synchronicity. So now that I'm learning to trust more, it's opening up like different ways. Cause sometimes one thing I'm trying to tap into is the olfactory sense. Sometimes I'll like taste or smell a scent that's not even
Yeah.
there. Like when it comes to my mind, it's like, wow, that's crazy. But yeah, I would say I don't necessarily do a lot of seeing. I could see something, but it doesn't usually come to me. It's usually I'll hear it from my inside voice, or I'll just channel it directly.
I like how you called it your inside voice.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, my inside voices.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm really
Okay,
interested in how people work.
yeah, that's it's a very important information too. I want to try and link it to like the dominant planets in your astrology chart, and also Myers-Briggs too. But last question before we move on is, um, do you? Oh, okay. Do you feel like? How do you feel? Because you mentioned certain people will connect to different gods, and then you believe it's God and the angels. Do you believe there's a goddess part in this, or is God just like, what does God mean to you in that respect? How do you like interpret the deity realm of
Well,
beings.
for me, I believe everything and everybody encompasses God, and God is male and female.
Okay.
So whether you want to worship a pine cone or a pencil, it's still God, and it's both genders. Period.
Huh.
I'm going to respect that you worship that pencil. You know, and I
Because of
think
the
we did
source.
the same thing. Respect everybody's religion, and for me, I believe that there are different religions for a reason. We were not just meant to come here and learn from one culture, one religion. There are many resources available to us to gain our own personal knowledge. Um, I see the planet as a schoolhouse, okay? And you don't just have one book at a school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
You
you
don't have one book or one like manufacturer. In a lot of ways, it's like these ascended masters are throwing down the ropes and they're different teachings, but people down in consciousness are like, oh no, you have to use just this rope. Or no, you have to use just Muhammad's rope up. And at the top they're like, no, just climb up. Stop fighting. But
yeah,
back to
it's all about reaching the right people,
yeah.
and because everybody to me has the same ultimate goal, but not everybody has the ability to go down the same path. They need a path catered just for them, whether it be Buddhism, Muslims, and Christians, and they that is for them, and that's what they mean by, hey, your path is for you. It's a personal journey, because what is that saying? All roads lead somewhere. They all lead to the same place to me. All the
Oh
roads, all the paths, they lead to the same place, whatever that looks like for that person.
yeah. Which gets even more fascinating bringing in like afterlife themes. But yeah, you said something when answering the second question that really like sparked my spirit right now. And it's something that I feel that we as a collective are going to have to bridge into in really radical ways. How do you feel about interacting with other people's energies? Because you said that, someone may not be aware, but their energy is still interacting with you. And I so feel that like you could walk up to someone and have a conversation with their soul or their higher self. And how do you feel that do you ever feel that most people's souls or higher selves leap out at you, and it's like um, on the surface it looks like you're the person that's interacting, but what's really happening is they're actually reaching out to you. I don't know how to word that part, but yeah, what do you feel about that dynamic?
Usually, if somebody's per se soul is leaping out at me, they approach me. I've had I've had people at mixers and public events come to me and they didn't know why. I even had one lady say,
Wow.
I was about to leave, something turned me around and told me I needed to come and meet you. And that's how I know that it's not just, me doing all the work and me wanting something, and willing something. It's about them coming to you. And I think it's a really important rule too, spiritually. Do not go out and seek, because sometimes folks don't want to be bothered. And
Yeah.
even if they
True.
hurt you energetically, everything starts on an energy level and then it becomes physical. And I learned my lesson the hard way, because I will get headaches, I will feel bad and everything if I do it the other way around. If I initiate, you don't want to initiate, just like we don't initiate. Um, not we. Um, God wants you to come to Him according to what I believe. I grew up Christian and Southern Baptist.
Hmm.
You're supposed to come to Him. That way is genuine, number one.
Hmm.
Um, but He's not gonna just come snatch you up and be like, behave. No, it's not gonna
Yeah.
work like that. You have free will here, and I believe that, and it works um, with us on this level, just like it works between us and God. If you are ready and you want the help, you will seek it out, and the universe brings y'all together.
Wow. So that also works on a soulmate level then. And how do you feel about soulmates? I feel like the meaning of that is deeply shifting at this period. Like,
I
um,
believe soulmates are here to kick you in your ass.
yeah, that's true.
you know, oh, and I'm trying to think of what I can the Fast and the Furious, whatever crap they use to make the car go faster, even though it's already going fast.
Oh, the nitro boost.
Yes, that's because it's about progression. A soulmate is in your life to work that clay. You know, you are constantly being worked on. Believe me, I had a different belief 10 years ago. I thought
That's
I was
true.
done. I had been through enough and everything was going to be smooth sailing. And I got a big wake up call. And I'm going to be constantly being worked on.
Yeah.
There's more. There's always more because it's infinite. So I was like, okay, I got it now. Because a lot of people think that death is the end. That is not, you know. Um, for me, your soul is here in a body, just like you are inside of your car. Your soul don't die when you die.
Yeah.
So you're constantly progressing even after you're gone. Soulmates um, are sometimes together in the afterlife too. And then there's relationships where there's people down here in bodies, and their twin can be still on the ethereal plane, and they connect with them in their sleep and through meditations and things like that. So it's every which way you want to put it, but I think they're here to make you do the work that you need to do.
I
You know,
totally
it's not
resonate
one of
with
those
that.
situations where you're going to be Cinderella and the prince. You know, not always. It's not always a life partner thing.
It's not always a fairy tale.
Would have that, but even that is not all bubbles and candy the whole time. You got to get through some things. Sometimes you break up, you cheat, blah blah blah, and then you come back together and y'all finally want to act right, but you still got to learn.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I really resonate with the whole connecting with people on the ethereal too.
Mm-hmm.
It's why I have so many imaginary girlfriends these days. I just get completely bombarded. It's so hard to even ground something real just because it's like, wow.
I've seen so much stuff. Meditation is awesome. It is awesome. It takes you to something totally different than what you see on a daily basis. I've seen a garden with the trees. They were, you know, the little square plots, but the dirt was absolutely clear. You could see that there was heaps of dirt, but you could see through the dirt and you could see the roots. This is a
Wow.
tree in a garden, and you could it was like just clear dirt. And I'm like, this is awesome.
Wow.
So yeah, there are some very, very beautiful images on the other side when you go look.
Yeah, that's one thing I have to still work on, which is just constant meditation. I have this kind of phobia of it because I feel like I wanna like be super spiritual in a second, and meditation is like, oh, I have to sit down and vibe for a few minutes. But then when you actually get into it, you get that connection. It's like, oh my gosh, why don't I do this more often? What the hell? It's discipline. It's like you said before. It's spiritual. It keeps you accountable with spiritual discipline. And
Yeah, you got to find something in your life that's going to set you up and do a sneak move to make you be disciplined in your spirituality. Because believe me, I'm like everybody else. There's no way I'm going to meditate on a daily basis. You know, lost your mind. I ain't got time. I got all this stuff to do. Crap happens. blah blah blah. But when I have to do my job and I have to constantly be clearing my energy to do my job, I can't get around it. So
Mm.
I do it how I set myself up to make sure that I do what I need to do.
Okay.
Yeah, sneak behind and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so one last question I will ask before we close. What are your three favorite zodiac sign energies to work with, and what three are the most challenging for you?
My three favorite zodiac signs to work with would be Aries. Um, let's see. I don't know. I don't know. I've got the list going on in my head. You know what? Let me
Yeah,
list.
I didn't expect Aries. That's interesting.
Aries, Aries, Gemini, and Aquarius would be my
Oh wow.
my least favorite would be Taurus and Cancer.
Did you say Virgo?
I just, I ain't got time. I don't.
Virgo is always in the bottom three. Always, whenever I do
It's just too much. I
this.
don't want to guess too much about what they think and how they feel. It's just too much. It's too
Super
much
perfect.
work. No.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's who I
Oh
like
well,
as
Virgo.
far as people
All righty. Well, to close, do you have any final message for the people watching, and how may they reach you, and what can you offer them right now? If there are
cool.
any services?
Um, Final message would be your path is your path. Do what you feel like you should be doing. Do not try to make anything happen. Okay, no expectations brings greater results. That's the message that I want to give. Um, my website is josietherapy.net, and my YouTube channel is Eccentric Massage. And I'm on Facebook under Eccentric Metaphysics. And I'm not going to say all the other ones, but Eccentric is spelled Xsintrik.
Okay, interesting.
And that is me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Josie. I really
So much for
enjoyed
taking
this
time
talk.
out to give me this opportunity because it's always an opportunity for me.
Yes, Capricorns always seize the opportunities with the great times. Great, great. Yeah, that makes so much more sense now why you're so aware of my dark side. It's like,
You need to get to embrace them. You need to hug your dark side. One of them 5-minute hugs.
that's if it doesn't try to kill me first, though.
You can't be scared. You.
That's true. That's true. All right, then. Until next episode, y'all. Peace.